again there, friends and fans. Raptor here, and welcome back to some more Microsoft Flight Simulator. I've been loving this game, and one of the most important things and enjoyable things for me is the starting up of an aircraft, the Boeing 747-8 Intercontinental with a cruise speed of 793 ktas and a maximum altitude of 43,100 feet. Wow, 16 hours endurance and range of 8,000 nautical miles. That's crazy. That's a big boy, and that's probably the biggest aircraft available right now in the game. So let's do a startup of the aircraft, and let's go ahead and fly from Innsbruck, which we'll go ahead and pick a runway or whatnot to start on, or rather, well, we'll start parking, and then we'll make our way to probably runway 26 and take off. Let's go ahead and select this aircraft. We'll zoom in here. There's runway 26 and runway 8. Should be a little simpler to take off from one of those. We'll probably head this direction then, and we'll start at ramp 14, parking. That should be fine. Let's set that as our departure, and let's go ahead and fly. Let's go. All right, there's our airport. Look at the runway. Man, we're a little beefy for this one. There's actually a special mission to land at this airfield as well, and I'd love to give that one a try sometime too. Maybe I'll tag it onto this video where in some very strong winds you need to land a 747 at this airfield. And it's quite challenging. Let's get ready to fly. Let's start her up and let's roll out and see if we can take off and get out of here as well. Man, this aircraft is huge. It's really cool to see. I love it. We dwarf all the other little aircraft too. That's amazing. There's just little tiny planes here. It's almost like the U.S. president or something coming to visit or something like that. Who would ever fly a 747 to this airfield? It's funny. Okay, let's go ahead and get started with a takeoff procedure then. So at the very top, we can go ahead and activate AI control to turn on checklist assist, which it is, and we'll go ahead and start our checklist too. 7 to start the engine, 5 for the starting of the engine, and 2 after the engine has been started. Let's go ahead and get started then with the first one. Battery switches will need to be turned on, so we'll do that. Oh, looks like they're out of the way here. Go ahead and move our control around. So battery is on, master battery on. Let's see, standby power. We'll also make sure the evaluation is going, so that way I can do these one by one. Standby power selector, we'll make sure that that's set to auto, which it is, both of them, right? Okay, yep, so that just needs to be verified and completed. Standby to auto. Alright, it looks like there might be a fail-safe for the checklist, so I'll give it a shot by auto-completing the page to see if it'll auto-set the fuel pumps then to where it needs to go. There we go, and the beacons are also on as well. So let's move on to starting the engine now. We'll start at the top for making sure that thrust levels are idle for all engines. Looks like they're all set to 0, so that's great. So that is verified, so evaluation, good. We'll have to start engine 4, start switch, and fuel control. So let's go ahead and do that now. It's actually indicating that it's up top again, which I believe it is. Let's go ahead and look back up at the top. Is there anything that'll let us look up at the top again? Let's pause that. Ah, there we go. Okay, so we can actually set up the engines this way. So start engine 4, start switch. It's wanting us to look down all the time at that panel, and that's not the correct panel, I believe, for this. Let's see if I can actually look up. It won't let me look up at the moment. Oh, there's the button. So it's interesting, whenever you click the I button, it tries to bring you down to the wrong panel, which is why I was having trouble finding it. So we did pull engine 4 start switch. It is pulled, so we can validate that. And then engine 4 run switch, which is at the bottom here. Yep. Then we need to monitor as the first engine begins. Engine number 4 coming online. Let's take a look from outside. We can hear it. Wow, look at that. That's one engine. There's 4 on this thing. That's crazy. Alright, we'll need to make sure that that's active and ready to go. So we'll just kind of have to monitor this for a moment. And then engines 1, 2, and 3, we repeat the procedure. So you start with the far right engine, then the far left engine, and then the inner 2 engines. So that makes sense. So 4, 1, 2, 3. Kind of in reverse. Alright, looks like it's good to go, so let's make sure we start the other engines. So we'll need to look up first, just so we can do this. So this is the preview version of the game as well, so keep in mind that some things might not be working as intended, and can be updated too. There's aircraft that are missing, for example, and there's things that'll be added later, so no harm. Engine 2. And engine 3. Okay, let's monitor. Engine 2 online. And engine 3 is coming online now. You can also see the fuel connections for them, or cross-feeding. And there's our total fuel as well, which isn't much. We're just going to take off, and then that'll be that for today. Beautiful. Sounds good. Okay, looking real good. Let's go ahead and make sure everything's good to go. Okay, we'll autocomplete to make sure everything's good to go. All switches are being monitored now. 35, 48s. Looking good. Alright, with a little bit of time, the engines are running smoothly. Let's move on to after starting engine. We'll go back to the APU selector, and we'll also turn on lights. So we'll have to turn the APU selector off, then lights. Every time we try to do so... Okay, this must be glitched out here. Well, I don't want flaps on yet. Alright, we'll turn flaps off for now. Yeah, so it seems like every time they want me to do something, they're bringing me down to this panel, but clearly the panel that we're looking at should be up here. So it should automatically try to bring you up to the panel above us, so we can just look up there. There we go. So we'll flip all those lights. Okay, we should be good to go. APU is off, and all lights are on. Okay, everything seems clear here. Let's take a look at the checklist then. Objectives: we'll need to disengage the parking brake. And there she goes. And tune to ATC. Right, so again, this is a preview version. A few of the things that went wrong were just the camera going in the wrong direction, but the functions seem to be there for the startup of the 747, but by release, it should be fully functioning, and I'll have some more practice, too, to be a little smoother in my setup. Let's go ahead and call ground services, and let's go ahead and tune to ground and request pushback. This is going to be interesting. No tug is available to answer your request. Oh, boy. This is going to be interesting. Oh, boy. Well, we're not going to be able to go anywhere. There's a truck in our way. I would like to push back, so that way we could actually go to I was hoping to go actually down the taxiway to go to that side of the runway and see if we could take off. But it looks like sometimes you have to do things yourself, the old-fashioned way, so we don't have time for this. We got a takeoff to catch. This is fine. No, that's fine. Alright, we've achieved the impossible. I was able to taxi her out here, and, well, yeah, you can tell I did it, that I didn't restart by that. Let's go ahead and, I'll clear myself for takeoff, because this is Air Force Dyno, and we don't need clearance. We land where we like. So let's go ahead and full power and take off. Should be fine. Flaps are also set, I believe. Oh boy. Yeah, we're fine. This is fine. Nope, this is fine. Oh boy. Yeah, no, this is fine. We're good. Alright, landing gear up. My finger slipped on the trim a little bit, and I thought it was the flaps button, so that explains that. But a few more bugs to get out with me learning my joystick, and with learning my controller, the controls in the game as well. But hey, it's mediocre at best airlines. That's what you get. I'm hoping to improve upon my skills eventually in Microsoft Flight Simulator and with these aircraft or whatnot. It's my first time setting up the 747, so with practice comes perfection. For those of you who know what you're doing, you're going to be very excited to give this one a try. Taking off from these runways is really exhilarating, and I can't wait to do more in this game. Thank you everybody for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful good afternoon, good evening, and good night, and I'll see you next time for more. We know you have a lot of choices for YouTube channels to subscribe to for Microsoft Flight Simulator content, and it looks like some of you may have made the wrong choice. Thanks for joining us. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye, everyone. Yay! I kinda did it. Yay!